I want you to go to learn.detroitbonesetter.com, just push enter, and you're going to come into this screen. I want you to put your name, and then the lesson code is ALAB1 or Advanced Lab 1, and start. And I'm going to teach you how to use the Bone Setter app. This is an exact x-ray model of first lab sawbones. There's an AP of the broken side and the normal side, the same as the lateral. We're just going to focus on the AP here. So this x-ray is locked. You can unlock the x-ray and then it can be moved. You can relock it. We suggest you lock it and leave it like this. If you want to magnify an area that you're going to look at, you're going to pick this button here and just scroll over, and you can magnify the area so you can see the fractures better, and you can go back. So if you want to trace out the fracture fragments, we're going to go to trace and simply click on an area, and you can just do this on each spot. And what if you make a mistake? You can push delete and that goes back. Or if you're on an iPad or something else, you can just go to this button and it goes back as well. So then you can redraw. And you've got this piece that you've drawn out. Now say you don't like it, you can get rid of it by delete. And if you thought you made a mistake and you want it back, then you push this button here, which brings you right back to where you were. So if you make mistakes, you can always go back one. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and I'm going to trace. There we go, we've got all the pieces. Let's put them back to where they were. Here, and all your items that you traced are over here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the normal and we're going to flip the x-ray over. So this is the normal side, this is the broken side. We go to this image and we can flip it over, unlock it, and then move it so that it's sitting on the right side. And then we can lock it again. And now we want to move our pieces to where they should be. So this probably goes here, this a little bit up a little bit so the edge matches, and bring that in here. Small movements can be done by this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a plate, and our plate that we have is a 12-hole LCP plate. And this plate obviously needs to be contoured. So we're going to use plate bender, and we're going to take this plate and bend it to the side of the tibia. The bone setter won't twist it for you, but it'll give you at least a shape on the AP. And over here to edit, and you go to plate bender, and what we can do is line the plate up about where we want to put it distally, and then I'm going to bend it to about here, and then here, and then here, and I think that matches up pretty good with the side of my tibia. And then I'm going to apply it, come over here, and that applies the plate. So we're going to add screws now. Screws are over here in the case tools. You can see items, once you put them on, they come up here, and this is our lateral plate. Case tools are here, notes you can put down here. So let's select a couple of screws, and you can see you can scroll up or down. We've got AP and lateral plates, and you've got cortex or locking screws. So let's start with a cortical screw. It's going to come up here, and I'm going to put this screw right about here, and it's not quite the right length. So we have these arrows here which can increase the length of the screws, and I may do another cortical screw, bring it up here, and decrease the length. And then I'm going to use some locking screws in the holes. So this locking screw will come up here, and I think the angle is probably going to be about there. I think that's it. So the first lab is a reiteration of the basic course, where we have the options of doing indirect reduction or direct reduction with relatively stable or absolutely stable constructs, leading to either secondary or primary bone healing. The case that we just templated, we did it with an indirect reduction and a relatively stable construct, but you could have done it with a direct reduction on your fibula and an absolutely stable construct, which in turn caused an indirect reduction of your tibia, and a relatively stable construct could be applied. And alternatively, you could do a direct reduction on your fibula with an absolutely stable construct and a direct reduction on your tibia with an absolutely stable construct, and then you can discuss what kind of bone healing goes on in each site. You can also do a lateral templating if you like. We haven't done it, but you can do it with the x-rays we've given you.